Hey,
Hey Kelly,
Lauren. What's up?
how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. So, what are your initial thoughts? What are your initial thoughts on what you just heard?
I'm over here cracking up because you had me dying with that voice. So when I first watched this, I was like, you know what? She has some points. She has some good points. But um, once you replayed it over and over again, in my head, I wasn't thinking that she meant absolutely nothing. Like all the things that you were listing, like she not gonna cook, she not gonna spend time with you, she not gonna take you on a date. Like I didn't think she meant it to that extreme. I was in my head, my perception of don't do too much before you're married or before you're a wife means don't give the whole cow away until you get the ring. Like you gotta make sure you have some oh thank you Melanie, you gotta make sure you have some stock in the game before you just start giving out all your shares. Like I think there's a line when you give a man way too much up front, then he has no incentive to marry you. Also, if you don't give him enough, you don't show him enough of your value to be a wife, then he also has no incentive to marry you. I think there's a sweet middle to find. So I think I agree with you to a certain extent, and I think some of the stuff you said was dragging it a little bit. But yeah, there's a soft middle to find. You can definitely be a girlfriend when you're a girlfriend, and then you can be a wife when you're a wife. You act accordingly to your status to that person on both sides. So that's how I feel about it.
Are majority of women being told that doing things for a man that they're in a relationship with is wrong nowadays?
I do think, I don't know if it's a majority. I don't like putting numbers on stuff because a lot of the times we push narratives that are more entertaining than they are like valuable. So I don't know if it's majority, but I do know that that is one of the big narratives that's being shared. Just live in your softcore era. Don't do too much. Just sit pretty, sit back. Um, sit pretty, sit back, and don't do too much. So I think that's not the best advice. So when she said you're single until you're married, I don't think I agree with that because that's dragging it. Because if you're single, that means you out here dating other people, you're entertaining other men, you're not fully focused on your relationship, you're not exclusive to your man. Like that would be weird to then want to become a wife when you're not exclusive to your man. So I don't agree with that.
So, as a woman,
Yeah.
what do you think is going to make a man consider making you a wife if you don't and won't do certain things for him unless you're married? So, essentially, what I'm asking you is,
Mm-hmm.
what incentive is a man going to have to even consider making you a wife if you don't and won't do certain things? Like, why is he supposed to have like this? What is even going to even make him consider having this blind faith that she's not doing these certain things right now. She's not doing certain things that I was accustomed to growing up, certain things that my mom would do for me. This woman hasn't even made me a sandwich. This woman hasn't even given me a back massage, but I'm going to have this blind faith that if I make her a wife, she's all of a sudden going to, start doing certain things. Thank you, Ms. Vaughn.
Right. I understand your question. So in order for me to answer that question, I guess I would need to know in your head or in most guys' head, what are those things, quote unquote things, right? Now, moving across the country, absolutely not. I'm not doing that, especially not without a ring on my finger. That's crazy. Making a meal, that's slight. You could do that. Am I going to create the expectation that every time you come over, there's going to be a meal every single night when you get off work? No, that's something I'll do as a wife. But you're going to have some insight to that I can cook. You're going to have insight that I can clean. You're going to have insight that I can care for children, but I'm not going to be doing it on a regular basis to where you feel like now it's an expectation for you as a boyfriend to get that every single time, right? So there's levels to shit. Like you can cook for your boyfriend once a week. Come on, babe, I cooked something. Come eat, or I cooked for you. You know, you can go over if you can notice he's stressed at work, help him clean his apartment, help him do his laundry. Not every day, not every week, but I can show you that I can do those things, right? It's like a trial plan, like I saw somebody say in the comments. It's you're giving insight. Just like a man, he doesn't have to take you on $300 dates every night. He can do it once or twice a month to show you that he got it like that. but it's not expected that he has to do it all the time. So I think there's levels to stuff, and I think people drag it way too far on either spectrum.
So just to be clear, so essentially you're saying that you're going to do these things enough. He's going to see you doing these things enough to the point that, like you said, he's going to have insight that you are capable of
Being a wife,
doing these things.
essentially. Yeah, like you're gonna know that I'm wifey type, period. I'm not going to be in my role as a wife because there's a time and a place for that. Now, if like for an example, in a previous relationship that I had, the person got a really good job offer where he would have to move far, far away from me, right? And we had just started the relationship, blah, blah, blah. As a girlfriend, it was upsetting to know that this person was going to move far away and probably would put a hinder on the relationship, which it eventually did. But because he was not my husband, I gave him, not saying it was my permission, but I'm saying I expressed to him, listen, do what you got to do for you. Like, this is the time to be selfish. You're not a husband. You don't have kids. You got to just support yourself right now. Do what you have to do for you so that you can do what you want to do when it's time to put a ring on somebody's finger. Now, if he was a husband, or he was, you're my fiance and we had kids and we had settled somewhere, then I would be like, you have to take some sort of deference to that first. Figure out that situation first, because you're something more to somebody, right? But when you're single, when you're in a relationship, there's certain things that you can put yourself first for. Like, so when I heard her saying it at first, I thought, okay, that's maybe what she's saying. But I think she dragged it a little bit when she said single until you're married. That's a little bit extra, because I don't think that would be conducive to create a relationship, let alone a marriage.
Do you think most women have expectations of a man that they're in a relationship with?
Do I think, wait, say
Do
that
you
again?
do you think most women have expectations of a man that they're in a relationship with?
Absolutely.
Okay, so obviously you can't speak for other women, you can't speak for most other women, but for you specifically,
Hmm.
what what are some expectations that you have of a man that you're going to be in a relationship with?
So I would say some of my expectations, just very basic ones: respect, honesty, transparency. I want to do things with the person I'm going. I don't want to just be like talking every single day. I want to explore life together. I want to be able to envision what life would be like if we were to have a serious relationship. I can be more specific. I would expect him to take me on dates. I would expect him to plan those dates. I would expect him to, now I'm not saying you gotta take me on a date every single night, because I see how you over there smiling. You thought you was about to eat up with that one. No. But I need to know that you're capable of doing that. You can't just never ever take me on a date and then I'm supposed to just believe in the fact that you're gonna take me on a date when we get serious. No. You need to start off with that energy. I expect you to do sweet nothings for me. I expect you to, care for me when I'm feeling physically sick or I'm feeling mentally down, or emotionally down. I expect for you to have, be in touch with my emotions. I expect for you to want to get to know my family and friends. Like, those are basic things. Now, come pump my gas for me. Yeah, you could take my car wash, but I don't need that. It's not like, oh, if he doesn't do that for me, it's a dub. That's a plus. Like, that's a plus. But I think that, go ahead.
So my point is that you specifically have expectations of a man that you're going to be in a relationship with, and it's safe to say that majority of other women also have expectations of a man they're going to be in a relationship with, right?
Absolutely.
All right. So fellas, so again, you just heard her. She was speaking for herself. You just heard her just list out all these expectations she
Oh my
has
God.
of a man that she's going to be in a relationship with. These same women that subscribe to the things that the woman in this video said, and the other woman that get on the internet and essentially say that you don't need to do anything for a man. All you need to do is be fit, feminine, and friendly, and look cute. Listen, all of these women have these long lists of expectations for you, but these same women don't want to do anything for you in return. So I just want you to be mindful of that. So, Kelly,
Hmm.
so these expectations that you have,
Yes.
um these are expectations of a man that okay, these are expectations of that you have of a man that you're in a relationship with, but for if you're
Not
someone that's
talking,
dating,
yes, in a relationship. Because
right.
I just want to make
But
that clear.
if you're a woman that's dating with intentions and you're dating towards marriage,
Right.
you're by your boyfriend fulfilling these expectations, that
Right.
is going to give you the incentive to like, that is going to make you see him in the light of a husband possibly one day, right?
Yeah, I agree. And he should
Right.
also be able to see his woman in that way too.
Okay, stop there. So if the woman is not doing anything for him, if he has expectations as well, because he's a man and he's a human being, and the woman is not fulfilling those expectations, but not only is she not fulfilling those expectations, she has the mentality that she's not supposed to do anything at all. What incentive does the man have to make her a wife at that point then?
I don't think none. I think it's foolish. And that's why I think a lot of women end up like fake heartbroken and like, oh, he played me. Oh, he what? Like, because y'all are not showing, like, I'm not even trying to sound like a pick me or nothing like that, but I think that's foolish. Like, any position you're trying to get or you're trying to go out for, you have to be able to show the characteristics that you can fulfill the position. Like that's with anything, a job, like political positions, like any type of organizational, like anything you have, anything that you're trying to create a name for yourself in a status, you have to be able to show people that you can be in that position. So I think that mindset is very foolish.